our thoughts, they shape reality. And that's going to be the topic of this week, how our inner change our outer. And maybe you've heard about this topic a bit, but I'm gonna expand on the topic even more, how it's done and the different aspects of it. So let's start with, there's, you can divide it by the two in two categories. The first one is positive thoughts and negative thoughts. Just for the simplicity of it, right? We're gonna start with that. So if we may think negative and positive, so that means that negativity attracts more negative thoughts into your life, more negative, events into your life, and positive thoughts, they attract more positivity, they attract more positive events into your life, and good things will happen to you more because you think more. Your mind is set for positivity, for good things to come into your life. But it can't be just blind positivity, no. It should be done correctly. So if we understand that negativity breeds negativity and positivity breeds negativity, that also means that different type of positivity bring different types of positivity. If we think about, okay, for example, if your goal is money, if you're positive with money, it's going to give you more money. That's how it is. The same, but you need to understand that this law works both ways. It works the same on negativity and the same way on positivity. So where you are in life right now is just your thoughts from the past 2-3 years that you thought and that you believed for the past 2-3 years, and it's going to be, sometimes it's going to be really hard to change, but it's possible. It's possible, definitely. There's different techniques to do it. The ones that I use is, I usually write my thoughts on a sheet of paper. I have like a notebook and I write it down by a lot. So here's this notebook, and I really do write a lot. So I just write my whole history, and that's. Wait, hold on. Yeah, but there's definitely more. I just write my whole history with that, and that's just how I do it. But there's a lot of different techniques more. Because I know the one technique is when you stare at the mirror and tell yourself who you are, like you're beautiful, you love yourself, you deserve money, you deserve whatever. And I don't really like the technique because I know not really my thing, but maybe some other people will like it. There's definitely different types how you can implement this into your life. But I like it by writing it on a sheet of paper, because sometimes you need to speak it too. So it creates this law of attraction, and it's good if you write it and speak at the same time, because it's like a double effect. It's like you're seeing it, you're speaking it, and it stays in your mind. It stays in your mind more because you're concentrated on the thought that you're writing. So it's going to come, and you can do wherever, you can implement wherever thoughts you want to have, wherever life you want to have. Just if you believe it, if you're persistent enough with it, it's definitely going to happen no matter what. So I'm the proof of it, and this is like this is a cheat code in life, because not all people know it, or maybe not all the people implement it. But if you see it, if you're really persistent with it, it's going to give you results. If you're relentless with it, it's going to give you the results you want. So of course, I'm not saying everything will happen by snap of a finger. No, it's not. But you need to put into work in that too. Yeah, put into work too, because nothing comes easily. Everything good, it comes with a lot of hard work and a lot of doing stuff maybe sometimes that you don't want. So positive attracts positive, and negative attracts negative. It works both ways, and that's what we gotta understand we're going to move from here. And if your thoughts shape your reality, I want to understand, because a lot of people say that action shapes the reality, but it's a second thought after it, because it's not, you know. Actions come from the thought itself. So you gotta first think the thought and then act the act, you know. If you may say that. You first talk the talk and then you walk the walk, you know. The same works here. And you really need to be persistent with it, because without persistency, if you don't do it every day, it's not going to change. You're gonna still fall. You need to understand that wherever you're writing, you need to think it on a daily basis, not just when you write it, but whenever you are, you need to do it. So, you know, it should be really implemented in your mind that you don't need even to write it anymore. That's how it should be staying here, you know. And that's how we change the reality. And you first need to know what you want to do, what you want to achieve, of course, and then implement it into your life. This is a law of attraction, and wait, hold on. A lot of successful people know about it, and I know about it too now. You know, it's not a mere just voodoo stuff. You know, you really can change your life, even, you know, because even if you think from the objective point, you do what you think you do. So, for example, if you say you're hardworking to yourself, you probably are hardworking. You know, you're doing hard work, you're doing hard stuff. So we probably can shift our reality by just shifting our mind here. So that's how it's done. You need to know where you want to be, and, you know, copy those qualities of successful people or wherever you want to be. Copy them, write them down, become it eventually. I don't know when, but sometime definitely. And that's how it's done. You know, it doesn't come any other way around. First, you need to work hard on your inner. You know, first to conquer your mind, and then wherever external comes later. And that's what I want to share. Is that first comes the internal. You need to change your internal thoughts, and then change the external afterwards. So it was pretty much that. Definitely going to make more videos about this in the future. And yeah, that's, you know, if you like, you can hit wherever you can hit. I don't know if you really want to. And yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted what I did wanted to say. That pretty much was what I wanted to tell. Yeah.